Make sure you guys head on over to PopStop TV. They're the best.
You should just hold the mic now.
Right? Yeah, let's do
Okay,
this.
let's do the
I'll
intro.
interview you.
Okay, cool.
So, do you think I brought it tonight?
I think you sure did. My
I
favorite
can't do this.
performance.
This is not my. I already blew it. That was terrible.
But the real question is, do you feel like you brought it tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I did pretty good. I mean, probably the best feedback I got from the judges back to back. I think there's only out of the 6 times they were able to. There was only one kind of slight. Howie. Wow, they were just talking to me about America's Got Talent because I was on the show.
Howard and Howie. I'm like, do you know what show you're on?
They were just talking to me about because
Harry Connick Jr.
Yes, I know who Harry Connick Jr. is. My last interview, they were talking to me about how I was on the other show.
It's okay, guys. I promise he's not this crazy all the time.
Mr. Connick Jr. He thought that it's hard to change a song like that, which I agree it was a risk, but I think everybody else kind of enjoyed it, and it was cool. I had a great night.
Let's talk about the moment tonight. I so wish it could have been your performance, and I definitely think that was a buzzworthy moment, but there was another very awkward, tense, emotional, and candid moment.
Right.
You got the front row seat to that. What was it like to just watch all that unfold in front of your eyes?
Yeah, well, I actually didn't. I got a front row just like everybody else did. I was watching on TV because I had gone right before Quentin, and I was changing. But, Quentin's my roommate. I love the kid. He's really, quiet, well-spoken, nice kid, and I think he's also an artist, and I think he's emotional. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and I think 2 things happened. I think, one, his best friend, and they were legitimately best friends. I mean, they met on the show like 3 months ago, but they just had this bond right away. They're from the same town, and anyways, I think that really bothered him to see her potentially going home, and I think he was very excited and should have been about his performance. And I think the feedback was from Harry or a couple judges wasn't great, and I think that kind of got to him, and maybe for a minute he kind of had a little lapse, but he's a good kid. I don't think he meant it in a disrespectful, punky way. It just sometimes the emotions get the best of you, but like I said, he's a good kid, and I hope it doesn't affect anything. It should be about your performance, you know what I mean? And he did a great job tonight.
You are always so mature whenever you hit the stage, whenever you're taking in criticisms and all that. Do you ever have moments where you kind of like want to say something, but then you think twice about it, like, hey, I'm actually live on national television right now, may not be the best idea?
All the time. It's funny, like when you get home, you're like, oh, I should have said this to him, and I should have done this. But at the same time, you got to realize that when you're on this show, that you're judged not just on your singing. It's your overall personality and everything you bring. So you're judged at all time, whether it's interviews, whether it's public appearances, whether it's being on that stage. So, you always got to just come across as a humble person, which I think I think everybody here is. And the judges have been doing this a long time. But we all have too, which is tough. But, they're there for a reason, and we need to take what they say. And if you agree, then go and take their criticism and fix it. If you don't, take it, and you know what's best for you. You know what you need to improve on, and you go about it that way.